welcome you to the Riverview Gym for the Riverview Basketball Christmas Tournament, a tournament that has been won the last 2 years by Pine Richland. And they took care of game number 1 tonight as they defeated a previously unbeaten team, Vincentian, who had come into the game with a mark of 9-0. Right now they're sitting back at 9-1 and waiting for the consolation game. The pregame show being brought to you tonight by Thrift, just around the corner with Thrift True Value. Joe, Jim Farster has got his Deer Lakes Lancers off to a 3-7 start in their first 10 games. They're 0-4 in section play. I don't know what to expect here. Are the single A team coming into this one?
Well, Bob, the Lancers entered this year's, actually this year's fray as, actually they're facing many obstacles. First, they're making a jump from AAA. Second, they lost 4 starters from last year's 11 and 12 team. And third, they play in the same section as Highlands, Valley, Knock, Pearl, and some of the biggies that we cover. They came off a 70-32 loss on their home court versus Valley on 19-2 in the second quarter. One bright spot, Paul Zalis led the Lancers with 8 points.
And the Raiders into the game here tonight with a record of 4-4. They are 0-1 in section play. Coached, of course, only coach that the Raiders have known through their inception. The Raiders have also changed sections, but unlike Deer Lakes, they didn't have to jump a classification. They merely moved from 2A to 1A. The Raiders lost their section open to Sarah Catholic. They get back on the winning track Monday night, beating East Allegheny 64-50. Ben Ertlejack had 30 points in that game, hauled down 13 rebounds, 8 assists, and topped it off with 5 steals. So look for the Raiders to be a scrappy ball club here tonight. We're going to take a brief moment out for Thrift True Value Hardware, and we'll come back, give you the starters for the game tonight. Boy from St. Francis, maybe. Let's take a look at starters here tonight for the Deer Lakes Lancers. It's an almost all-senior lineup. Lindale Smith at 5 with 6'3", Kevin McDowell at 6'2", Jeremy Deal at 6'3", all seniors, and Paul Zalis, a 6'2" junior. And for the Riverview Raiders, Justin Dujak, one of 2 juniors on the roster. He's at 5'8", Ed Jablonski, a 5'10" senior, Chad Bynum, the other junior at 6'1", Ben Ertlejack, 6'1" senior, and Brian Maples, a 6'2" senior, round out the Raiders. And Joe, the officials for the game tonight.
The officials, Tony Mastriani and Rich Allenberry.
All right, and the co-captains now coming out here to the center. Our next telecast will be Saturday night right here in the same floor, and it will be Pine Richland back to defend the championship that they've had for the last couple of years. They will take on the winner of this. Replays will be Saturday night at 9:30 and Sunday morning at 10. Deer Lakes in your picture there this year, the coaches, Jim Farster and Rich Gailey. And of course, Jack Schmidt has a host of coaches over there, Ross Arcuri, and I don't know, Jake doesn't miss a beat over there. John Kappa's also there, Paul Silva, the junior high coach, Damian Walsh. It's going to be a good ball game here tonight. The weather is held up. I began to get a little bit concerned when I heard one of the forecasts on Thursday. I thought we were going to battle some snow tonight, Friday night, but that hasn't happened, and let's hope it just stays up. Playing Sunday, and that game should start after the Comcast replay of the championship game.
Certainly hope so.
The Steeler kickoff set for 12:30.
12:30, right.
Well, I'll tell you what, the 2 officials who had games their hands full. 4 periods, 3 overtimes, and the game was won by Pine Richland. I believe it was 100-91.
91 or 92?
Somewhere in that area.
It was 100. I know that for Richland.
Pine Richland Rams were 12 points down at I believe, the start of the 4th quarter. They came back, tied things up, and it seesawed throughout all 3 overtimes until it was pulled out. Seconds, Pine Richland finally got out to a lead of about 4 or 5 points.
And they had a pretty decent rooting section with them, Bob.
They sure did. They sure did.
I don't know how many there were, but however many, they were loud.
The pregame show has been brought to you by Thrift True Value. Remember, help is just around the corner. Bob Tattern, Joe Falsetti, Mike Pavlik, and Mike Choma will bring you the telecast of the game tonight, and we'll be back with the opening tip-off right after this. All right, we are ready to roll, folks. Deer Lakes has had a number change. Instead of wearing the away jerseys, they're going to start. So Deer Lake's in the white. And it'll be the Lancers who... As we watch the Raiders in their man-to-man defense. First basket of the game, and it'll be... Who did you... oh, Jeremy Deal? Okay.
Deal.
Tying basket. Brian Maples, he'll equal the game. We want to thank for this snafu. A near foul controlled by the Raiders. Jack out of the pack with it. Almost drew the foul. Jack with it. Jack passes off, goes out of bounds. Inbounds pass, Jack, and a whistle. This one happens underneath and away from the ball.
On Kevin McDowell.
So the foul is called on Kevin McDowell. That's the first of the game, by the way. Game tied at 2, early going. Maples. Jablonski's double team, loses the ball, picked up by Zalis. And here come the Lancers. Again, we are tied at a pair apiece. Deal and Maples. Kevin McDowell got the screen. The shot is short and rebounded by Bynum. So now the Raiders with an opportunity to break the tie. A near steal by McDowell. The ball is out of bounds. McDowell in your picture there, a 6'2" senior. Jack dishes off, but it was intercepted by McDowell. On the break, shot is missed by Lindale Smith. So they're blowing some opportunities. And with the basketball, Jablonski got a screen there from Bynum. Jack for 3. Rebound by Bynum, and he missed it. Jablonski. It looked like a clean block by Zalis. 2-shot foul. And Zalis has picked up the second. Well, it's the second foul for Deer Lakes, but his first. And 2 shots for Jablonski. So the Raiders failed to crack the tie here. Jablonski with his second effort. Oh, that sounds sweet. Right through. We've got a 3-2 lead. Saturday night, the winners play for the championship. It'll be Pine Richland versus the winner of this one. Lindell Smith will be called for traveling. No, there will be a foul called on this one. Dujak picks up this one. And that is his first. Shot missed, rebound Deer Lakes. Lindell Smith into the key and back out again. The ball off of Smith and picked up in the corner by Jablonski, now tapped out of bounds. Inbounds pass. Dujak. And the little general is up court with it very quickly to Bynum. Erdeljak lets it fly. The rebound. Fought for. Bynum with it. Shoots. And scores. Chad Bynum. Riverview second. 5-2. Tipped out of bounds on a play by Erdeljak. And the Deer Lakes Lancers make a substitution. Tom Gaynor has checked into the game. He wears number 34. And Tim Burke is also in. Play goes out of bounds. Driving down the lane, Lindale Smith for two. And about 3.5 minutes remain in the opening period. Erdeljak. Dujak. Man-to-man all the way. Some bumping, whistle on the play, break in the action. 3:25 to play. We'll be right back. Wayne Love has just checked into the game for Deer Lakes, and he wears number 20. Liston is going to go out of bounds. It'll still be in possession of the Raiders. Lindell Smith making a nice defensive play. 3:20, the clock running. First quarter, 5-4 in favor of the Raiders. Well, they tried for Chad Bynum. Play by Paul Zalis, but the missed shot is rebounded by the Raiders, with Jablonski up into the forecourt of play. Erdeljak for a three-pointer, and on the rebound it's Wayne Love. 2.5 minutes. Zalis pitching out to Lindell Smith. And a jumper by Burke. The rebound, there were two Raiders and Chad Bynum, and so the official will give the ball to the Lancers on a traveling call. Substitution, and perhaps the horn is not working on the clock, and that is and he wears number 22. Maples also comes out of the game. And the Raiders have brought in Will Anderson. Turnover gives the ball 0.54. Low-scoring game compared to game number 1 here tonight, which we did not televise, by the way. That was Vincentian losing to Pine Richland 100-91. And the rebound goes to Tim Burke. Foul should be on Brian Maples, Joe. Is that true? No, apparently it's going to go against Dujak. But he does not have 3 fouls. He only has 2. There's another very, very quick whistle against Keith Kubit. With it. Jablonski. And a traveling violation will turn it over.
This game, Bob, in comparison to that first, very slow.
Lindell Smith down the lane. Would have been pretty had it gone in, but it did not go. And the ball is off the leg of Tim Burke. Tim did a nice job trying to, not Burke, but no, it was not. That was a Justin Cello, number 14. Turnaround jumper. Rebound. 2 good officials for this one, I got to say. They're letting them play some ball. Did I speak too soon? That foul has been called, by the way, on number 22.
I got 3, 4.
Keith Kubit. Now we've got another foul. Cello. Charged with that one. That's his first. Erdeljak looking for some room to position a shot. Rebound, and here's Burke. Lost control of the ball, but the follow-up nicely done by. It's a 1-point lead with 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds, take the shot. There it is. Rebound, Deer Lakes. And traveling is the call with .3. What a play by Erdeljak. Folks, you have got to see that one again if we can. I don't know. Maybe after the break. We'll be right back. Off as he leaps into the air. Off the glass. Is that a sweet shot? Baskets for Deer Lakes in the first period by Smith, Love, and Deal. And for the Raiders, Maples, Erdeljak, Bynum, and the 1 foul shot by.
Come next year when we do a Riverview game and Erdeljak is not in the lineup, we're going to figure we're in the wrong town or wrong school. He's been here for so long.
So here we go, period number 2.
Here we go. Raiders with the ball. They try to force it down low. It was tipped out of bounds by Deer Lakes and the Raiders. 7-6 is the score. The Raiders on top. There's the inbounds pass. Erdeljak outside to Jablonski. There's a jumper up, rolls around, no good. Rebound taken off by Lancers. Have it. Lindell Smith can't penetrate, gives off. There's a jump shot up and good. by Jeremy Deal. That's his second basket.
He's now officially the high scorer in the game with 4.
They try to force it inside, stolen away. The Lancers have it. Lindell Smith. Called for traveling. All right, the Raiders with the ball. There's a tip and recontrolled by the Raiders. Jablonski got it. Early Jablonski. Raiders trying to find an opening. Here's a long jump shot. No good. Battle underneath. It's loose, and the Deer Lakes Lancers have the ball. Smith will bring it up. Carlo goes back outside. McDowell with it. He takes a long jumper. Up and good. 3-bagger for McDowell. And the Lancers have an 11-7 lead. And traveling is going to be called. The Raiders turn it over. And a timeout is going to be called by Coach Schmidt. We'll take a break and come back with more right after this. All right, we're back, and the Lancers have the ball as they'll get set to inbound it with 5:46 remaining in quarter number 2. Here are the Lancers coming across the timeline. They look for Kendall Smith. Now they throw it over and almost losing it, but he drives, stops, comes back outside. McDowell has it blocked, and the Raiders have it. Jablonski will bring it up. Drive, Bynum can't shoot, goes back outside. Jablonski gets it. Jack 18. Across the timeline and slow it down just a little bit here as his team gets into their pattern. Zalis gives off to McDowell. And almost loses. So the Lancers turn it over. 11-7 is the score. The Lancers in the lead. 4:53 remaining in quarter number 2. Slow pace game in comparison to the one we had earlier. Well, we didn't actually have it, but it was the opening game of the tournament. Inside and outside, back they go. Side with it. Dujak drives to Erdeljak, and he traveled. No wonder Coach Schmidt was over there screaming, Bob. I would too. Very lackadaisical here for the Lancers with the ball. Zalis has it. He cannot penetrate. Gives off to McDowell. Back outside. Here's Zalis driving up and good. Boy, what a shot that was. And the Lancers 6-point lead. And the Raiders just having all kind of problems trying to penetrate that zone. And
foul's going to be on Dujak, Joe.
Dujak
might be number 4 on him, by the way.
I marked for 3 before, but I only have him marked down for 2 right now.
Same with me.
They have not indicated yet who it was on. Smith. No good. Rebound, Erdeljak. Has the ball tipped away, and Smith comes out of there with it. So the Lancers down low. Good pass. Up and good. Oh. Boy, what a play that time. As coming up with that basket was Ben Smith. Almost losing it. Jablonski, but he gets it back, and here's a steal. Long pass to Smith. Up. Rim's no good. Ball is tipped out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Lancers. Bounce pass to McDowell. Has it stripped over there as they tip the ball. Here comes Ertlejack. He's going to drive all the way. Slams it and gets the basket. One made it look easy.
He ends the drought, too, by the way.
15-9. Oh, what a pass down low by Smith. Gives off to number 42, Jeremy Dial. Or Deal. How do you pronounce that, Bob?
Deal.
Deal?
Deal.
Okay. Underneath. No basket. Foul was called.
That was Will Anderson, by the way. Fouled.
So the foul will go against Ben Carlo. That'll be his first. And a couple of substitutions made by Deer Lakes. It's 17-9 in favor of the Lancers. Anderson at the line. Too strong, no good. Rebound taken off. Have the ball once again. Smith will bring it up. They have an 8-point lead, 17-9. There goes Smith down low, and the block goes out of bounds, and the Lancers will keep it.
It's one of the few times the officials will recognize a great defensive. Ball was cleanly stripped.
Inside, there's a long three-pointer in and out and loose, and bounces off there, and no good as the Raiders come out of there with it. Anderson shoots, and Anderson too strong, no good. Rebound taken off by Burke. The Lancers have it. Burke will bring it up. No, he gives to Smith, and it bounced off the shoulders of one of his own men. It goes out of bounds, and the Raiders are going to get it. 2:18 remaining in the first half. Low-scoring game, sloppy game, and I know that neither coach is too happy with the way this game is going. However, the Lancers have to be very happy with an 8-point lead. Here's a long one way outside, no good, as the Lancers come out of there with a rebound. Burke to Smith, and Smith will bring it up. Down low again, and I'll tell you this. And McDowell gets the basket. 19-9. Whistle. And who's this going against? Well, we can't see. We're going to have to wait. Against Lindell Smith. That'll be, well, they get him up there for 4. No way. Run into a workable scoreboard one of these days, Bob. Up and good by Ertlejack. One more coming.
This will be the bonus in the 1-and-1.
8 fouls against the Lancers.
And all 3 on Dujack, if I have it right.
Ertlejack. So he hits them both. McDowell. Up and good. It was Justin Cello on a good feed from McDowell. Ertlejack for 3, no good, too strong. They battle Fort Smith. Was able to keep it in bounds as he gives off to McDowell. And the action now gives off McDowell, long three-pointer, short, no good. Ertlejack with a rebound. Ertlejack driving all the way, no good. Underneath, no good, and a foul is going to be called. I think 9, Sam Glover.
Foul should be on Lindell Smith.
Well, the scoreboard, they're not putting it up. We can't see the fingers because they're giving it to the scorer's table across the way. So as to who these fouls are on, here's Glover with the first one, no good. One more coming. 21-11 is the score. The Lancers in the lead. Up and good with the second one. Smith. Way down there, gives off to Burke, who controls it, and the Lancers. Smith is just holding on to the basketball. Jablonski easing his way into him, but Smith looks, bounces outside to Burke. McDowell with it now. They're just running time off the clock down to 25 seconds and counting. Smith gets it now. He looks at the scoreboard. Inside 10 seconds remaining. McDowell stops. He shoots, has it blocked as the half ends with a score. Deer Lakes 21, the Riverview Raiders 12.
In that second period, Deer Lakes outscoring Riverview 15-5 to come up with that lead. So we are at halftime, and we'll return with a special halftime show after this. And here we are at halftime, 21-12 in favor of Deer Lakes. We'll be bringing you up to date on the scoring and the stats in the ball game. But first of all, let's go down courtside right now. And Mike Chom is standing by with Jake Kappa, our halftime guest. Mike, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Season's greetings and welcome to the halftime report. I've talked to both coaches about the keys to tonight's game. Both Jim Forstner and Jack Schmidt agreed on two things. They both had to shoot well, and they both had to rebound well. Jack Schmidt was particularly upset about the way Riverview's rebounded this year. Riverview jumped out to 5 quick rebounds and nothing for Deer Lakes, but now it's about even at halftime. The big key to both coaches thought was Riverview wanted to play aggressively in the first half, and Deer Lakes said they had to take the pressure well. Well, Riverview has not shot very well today, and again, a lot of turnovers. They've only had 5 chances to the press in the first half. Deer Lakes has beat them. That's why they have the big lead at halftime. I'm joined with a special guest here this evening, Coach Jake Kappa. We wanted to have him on earlier in the year to talk a little about football, but when we wanted to have you on the tip-off tournament, you were on a bus and you were headed to, I believe it was Michigan. Can you tell us why?
We went to Big Rapids, Michigan, right outside of Grand Rapids. Clarion was playing Fair State, and my wife and I had taken the opportunity to ride the parent bus out there with the Clarion parents who watched what happened to be a great football game in some nasty weather, of course, at that time of year. But it was a great weekend for us and for Clarion.
And your son was playing, correct?
Yes, Jason's a redshirt sophomore right now, and he played on the special teams, and he played at the end of the game a little with some linebacker.
Now, again, Clarion, they end up, how far did they get? They went pretty far this year, correct?
Yeah, like they went to the semifinals. They had Northern Colorado at home, and they lost by 1 point. Those 1 point losses have been, really pretty bad with the Kappa family in recent years. But it was a 1 point loss in a game they could have won and gone to the national championship.
If I remember, unfortunately, it was the kicking game that proved fatal for them, like a couple years ago in Monessen, correct?
I think the kicking should be eliminated from the sport completely.
Take the foot out of football, that's right. Now, getting back to your year, tremendous year again, just a great program, and you just keep reloading. But realistically, do you feel you have some unfinished business down at Three Rivers Stadium?
No, that's never been the case. I'm not going to say we're happy to get there. That's not the case. Playing there this year was a lot different. In fact, I don't think anybody realized the surroundings of the place. We've been there. We went with the mission to win, and if we ever get back again, hopefully that may occur. We go there with intent to win, which we did this year. We came very, very close. We're not satisfied with the way it ended. It's not a personal thing for me. I'm not a gypsy coach jumping around from school to school. But I think that championship would have been great for this school and the community. But, we have two runner-ups in the past, 2 out of the last 3 years. And that's pretty satisfying.
Now, again, that one play in the first quarter, the kid falls down to his knees, gets up and pitches the ball. Does that stick in your groin a little bit?
Well, it's there. But I'll tell you what, the game is made up of a number of calls and a number of plays that happened throughout the entire game. Those officials did not cheat in the least bit. They missed it. They didn't see it. Who knows? There may have been some that occurred that had been an advantage for us. I didn't break the film down in that manner. That bothers me a little bit, but it's not just a one-play thing. We had other opportunities to win it, and we did not do it.
Now, right after the game, you said you didn't second-guess the call to go on 4th down. It's been 2 months. Any second-guessing now?
Oh, no. Not in the least bit. It was a matter of taking an opportunity to 4 down. We had not stopped them that quarter, and we would not have stopped them had we punted. I feel very confident that, we used 4 plays in that particular drive. We had a breakdown here and there. But and the game doesn't come down to, I mean, if we punt, does that mean we were going to win the game? Right. I don't know if that's the case. We have a better opportunity to win the game when you definitely have the ball in hand. And we had 4 opportunities to get the first down, and it didn't happen.
Well, the AK Valley, we're famous for our Monday morning quarterbacks. Everybody I talked to actually agree with your call, Jake. That has to be a shock.
Well,
thank you. You just saved my life.
I missed.
And he missed, too.
Yeah, it's true to form. That's okay. That, you know, I don't think anybody... you know, you're supposed to do it as a fan. I do it as a fan. We second guess. I don't think anyone's out after Jake Kappa. You know, they criticize the position, which I open that with my heart. I understand that. And their fans are entitled to do that, and there's never a grudge. And if people tell me that, that's okay.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by at halftime. We better get out of here before we get killed. See you on the scoreboard show after the game. Back up to the boys in the booth.
All right, Mike, thank you. Let's take a look at our halftime stats now being brought to you by Jimmy G's Restaurant, located in the heart of Aspinwall. Jimmy G's offers an American menu brimming with appetizers, sandwiches, chef specialties, and savory entrees, including freshly prepared Norwegian salmon every night of the week. So come and dine in casual elegance at Jimmy G's Restaurant in Aspinwall. Dial 781-4884. Mike Pavlik has the story on the stats.
Okay, Bob, thanks a lot. Somebody forgot to provide Mr. Choma with the Comcast crash helmet down there, and we nearly had an incident. The scoring in the first half for the Deer Lakes Lancers out in front of this thing here, 21-12. Lindale Smith with 2. Ben Carlo has 2. 5 points for Kevin McDowell. Jeremy Deal with 6. Paul Zalis with 2, and the bench is in with 4. Wayne Love has 2 points. Justin Cello has 2. For the Raiders, there's not a whole lot over there. Justin Dujak held scoreless. He's on the bench with foul trouble. Ed Jablonski 1. Chad Bynan with 2. Ben Erdeljak, the leading scorer, with 6. Brian Maples with 2. And Sam Glover has 1 point off the bench for the Raiders. As for the team stats here tonight, the field goal percentage, 42% for Deer Lakes, and a paltry 20% for the Raiders. 4 for 20 from the field in that first half. And I don't know what's worse, the fact that it's 20% or that they only took 20 shots. Three-pointers, the Lancers are 1 for 3 for 33%. The Raiders missed on all 6 of their opportunities for 0. Deer Lakes yet to be at the line yet. The Raiders 4 for 7, 57%. And Mike Choma was mentioning about the rebounds, how that was an important factor tonight. It's been even so far. 11 for Deer Lakes, 11 for Riverview. Turnovers, Lancers 7, the Raiders 11. The Raiders turned it over 10 times early in the game. They had 9 in the first quarter, I think, and they held on to the ball a little bit better as time went on, but they just weren't able to get anything to go in the basket. And at halftime of this game, in a real low-scoring, surprising game so far, it's the Deer Lakes Lancers 21, the Riverview Raiders 12. The winner gets Pine Richland, who I guess it could be considered an upset, defeated Vincentian in triple overtime in the first game. Bob?
All right, our halftime report brought to you by Jimmy G's Restaurant in Aspinwall. It's only a basketball throw away, so come on in and enjoy an array of fresh entrees, including their delicious prime rib on Thursday and Saturday evenings. And after dinner, relax with a cup of that famous Jimmy's Java and a piece of their equally famous cappuccino cheesecake. Top off your Friday and Saturday evenings with a charming carriage tour of Aspinwall. Jimmy G's at 781-4884. We'll be back with the start of the third quarter right after this. All right, we're underway. Start of the third period. Ball kicked out of bounds by the Lancers. 21-12 is the score. And Riverview with the basketball, trying desperately to get back into the ball game. Down by 9, they only have scored 12 in the first 2 quarters. So they got to take higher percentage shots, and by the same time be tempted to take some of those threes to try to cut down on that lead. Down by 9. Erdeljak with the ball. Looking, goes into the lane, fires off the glass. Rebound picked up by Ben Carlo. And here come the Lancers the other way. Now they can afford to play more conservative basketball.
Boy, they can't be any more conservative than what we had, a 21-12 score at the half.
McDowell And it goes from Deal to Lindale Smith into the corner to McDowell for 3. And the rebound goes to the Raiders as Chad Bynan picks up the loose ball. Goes to Erdeljak. Erdeljak picks up the foul before shooting the ball. And that one, well, it was either, Joe, who was it on? All right. It was either on Tim Burke, McDowell, or Zalis. The number ended in a 0. Ben Erdeljak, first point of the second half by either team. Erdeljak with both of them. Erdeljak tonight 4 out of 4 at the free throw lane. 21-14, 7-point lead for the Lancers as Smith brings it up into the forecourt. And the ball stripped. Here come the Raiders. They've got it again as Jablonski feeds to Erdeljak just inside the three-point line. He picks up the foul, and he'll go to the line.
I just don't understand what happened. People that are charged with fouls, we have no way of seeing those fingers because they're across the way.
So at the free throw line, Erdeljak for one shot, and he connects. So Erdeljak now with 11 of his team 17, and guess what? Riverview very much back into the ballgame. Yeah. A steal made by Anderson. Anderson, baseline, picks up the foul. This one should be on Ben Carlo, number 24. So here is Anderson at the line for 2. I don't know what Jack Schmidt said to the guys at the half, but they've come out smoking. They have scored 6 unanswered points, make it 7. It's a 2-point game, 21-19. The Raiders on a 7-point roll. Smith gets it into Carlo. Carlo double teamed. Cross court to Deal, then to Zalis. Raiders save the ball on a great rebound by Bynan. Here's Jablonski missing the shot. Zalis has the rebound. On the break, it's Carlo, right wing. Fakes the bounce, misses the shot, and it's picked up underneath, and a shoving foul on Deer Lakes, probably against Wayne Love, number 20.
Yep.
So Wayne Love picks up the foul. Five and a half minutes remaining to be played in period 3. We're in the...
Well, the Lancers have cut that 9-point deficit down to 2 here in about a 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. This is Maples. Looks underneath. Ball tipped out of bounds. But apparently last touch by the Raiders as the official makes the call. That's Tony Mastriani who made the call there. Inbounds pass to McDowell. McDowell up to Deal, back to McDowell, and then up to Burke. And from here, the Lancers will try to get something working. The Lancers lead by 2 points with 3 minutes gone in the third quarter. Baseline, Zalis from close range, missing the shot. Here is a three-point try by Erdeljak. That would have put the Raiders ahead. And that would have brought a big charge out of the crowd here tonight. McDowell had the ball stripped by Erdeljak from behind. And a shot from the side by Deal. That's his first basket of the second half. He's in with 8. Give and go. Nice play, Jablonski. That's his first basket that gives him 3 points. 23-21. Up to the timeline. Here is Tim Burke. Bouncing underneath and rebounded on the missed try by Maples. 2-point difference here, and the Raiders can now tie on this possession. And it goes to Jablonski. Anderson. Maples in the key. Ties the game. First time since the tip-off to start the game as it's been tied. And the Raiders will tap possession here in a throwaway. Substitutions and a break of the action, folks. We'll be right back. Extra time taken on the substitutions here. The officials are almost ready to go, and they took the ball back from Chad Bynan, and more substitutions are in. We'll bring you up to date on those. Dujak into the game with 5 fouls. I'm sorry, with 3. Maples with a shot. Tipped up, and a foul on the rebound. It's on Deer Lakes, and it might be on McDowell. Let's see. It is Kevin McDowell. .3:11 to play, period 3. And it's a tie game at 23. Dujak almost forced over the line. Erdeljak for 3. And Ben Erdeljak in with 14 of his team's 26. And for the first time of the game, the Raiders have taken the lead. Lindale Smith.
Well, the Raiders are on a 14-2 run, Bob, here in the third quarter.
Tim Burke. Smith again. Deal with a shot, and Deal ends the drought. He's now in with 10 points on the night in his second basket, and the only Lancer to score in this third quarter. It's 26-25. Riverview with the ball and the lead. Third period, 2:10 to play. Glover cross-court Erdeljak with a 3. And tipped out of bounds by Maples. He actually went over Glover to try to get the rebound, not knowing that Glover was ready to jump. And that's how the change, the turnover here took place, or the ball going out of bounds on the rebound effort. So now the Lancers, with 2 minutes to play, period 3, try to get back into this one. Down by a point. Nice effort there by Sam Glover. Smith going to be charged. No, it'll be Dujak who picks up his 4th foul. And coming back into the game is Anderson. Dujak will sit down. Riverview by 1 point, and Deer Lakes with an inbounds pass. Burke to Deal. Smith down the lane, pops a shot right off the glass. Lindale Smith now with a basket in each half. So Deer Lakes recaptures the lead. A 1-point job here, 27-26. Misfire on the pass. Here's Smith breaking. And the shot is blocked. There's the rebound. And the basket counts by Wayne Love, and he'll go to the line. He was fouled on the play. I think, was that? Well, Joe and I disagree on who may have committed the foul, so this try on the foul shot here by Wayne Love. Ball taken away from the Raiders by the Lancers, who lead now by 3. And up for the shot, Wayne Love once again. Now it's a 5-point Lancer lead. Sam Glover. Rebound Anderson. Jablonski to Glover to Maples. Erdeljack in the lane for 2 more. Erdeljack. 16 points for Erdeljack. Here's Deal with a shot. Jump ball. Long explanation that wasn't needed, but thanks anyway.
Well, the
fans have told him, thanks for the Gettysburg Address.
I think the game is being officiated pretty well.
Oh, it is.
Mastriani and Allenberry.
Shot by Erdeljack as time runs out in period 3. Folks, it's a fast-moving ball game. We've played 3. We'll be right back. Back in action for period 4, and here's Joe.
All right, Bob. Well, the Raiders did manage to make up that 9-point deficit, plus take a 1-point lead, but I should say the Lancers came right back and regained the lead. It's 31-28. Riverview outscored Deer Lake 16-10 in that period. There's a missed try, and Erdeljack is going to get the rebound. Erdeljack quickly up court. He drives down below. He tries to get a pass in. Can't do it. Here comes the Lancers now. Oh, and he tries to pass off. Smith does, and the ball is tipped out of bounds, and the Lancers will maintain possession. Carlo will inbound for the Lancers. McDowell back to Carlo, outside to Smith. Lancers are going to hold on to the ball. Smith drives, he shoots, whistle on the play. That's Jablonski. Smith at the line. 31-28. Deer Lake's in the lead. The winner of this game will take on Richland tomorrow night. That is Saturday night for the championship. Smith misses the first.
Joe, the whole ball game, Deer Lakes has only taken 2 foul shots. They have missed them both.
Second one, no good. Loose underneath, and coming out of there with a rebound was Sam Glover. Off to Jablonski. Raiders passing the ball around, trying to get a shot, having trouble. Jablonski. There's Maples off the glass, no good, and a foul.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, this is, it's awfully tough to try to do a game like this. First of all, they give you the wrong numbers, totally wrong numbers. Then they don't flash the culprits up on the scoreboard, and it just makes it impossible, especially for us, because we're trying to pick up the people that have committed the fouls, but the officials are pointing the other way to the scorer's table, which makes it impossible for us to pass that information on to you. So bear with us. There's the second one, up and good. Maples makes them both. And it's a 1-point game, 31-30. The Lancers in the lead. Burke. Carlo gives back to Burke, and Burke double team, but he gets it back outside. Smith has it now. Lancers moving the ball around, trying to find an opening. There is a shot. They take it, no good. Tipped underneath, and a foul is going to be called. I think that's going to go against Maples. It is. So Maples is going to be charged with that foul. 6.5 minutes remaining in regulation. Smith gets the ball. He passes off underneath. The ball is loose, and they fight for it. And traveling is going to be called. The Lancers had a hold of it, moved their body while it was on the floor, and the official right there called the travel. Jablonski will inbound for the Raiders. Jack outside to Jablonski. He takes a long three, short, no good. Battle underneath, and Smith comes out of there with it. Smith drives all the way, passes off the last minute, and it went off for one of his teammates. I think it went off of number 20, Wayne Lovick, is out of bounds, and the Raiders will get it. 31-30. The Lancers by 1. Deer Lakes with 6 personal fouls, and the Raiders with 4. That might, here is Ertl Jack from the baseline for 3. So Ertl Jack gives his team a 2-point lead.
And the coach is going to make an announcement here. Oh, Ertl Jack has just become, Ben Ertl Jack has just become Riverview's first 1,000-point scorer. So they stop the game, and Ben Ertl Jack acknowledges the crowd here. So
does he play any other sports bar? What else is new?
Oh my, love, you gotta love him.
Not only is he outstanding in sports, but they say he's just as good, maybe even better in the classroom. That's possible.
He's got 19 on the night.
Here's Smith. No good. Ertl Jack with a rebound.
Riverview by 2.
Jack. Ertl Jack faked the shot. He gets fouled. He gets fouled. I think it was on number 24. That'll go against Ben Carlo. And the bonus is in effect here. I think I've got him for 18, Bob. You said 19? Did you have him for 19?
3, 6, 8, 9, 11, 13, and 6 is 19. Should be. Well, Joe, I could be wrong. I mean, well, you have him for 20? That's what I have, yeah. Mike Pavlik's got him for 20 as well.
Well, then, the two of you are ganged up against me. You must be right.
21. They had a 2-point lead for the Raiders.
35-31. It's a 4-point lead.
I'm sorry.
Here is a long three-pointer. Too strong. No good. They battle for it. And it's kept in bounds, but Smith gets it. Gives off to Burke. Burke shoots and scores.
What a play by Burke. Oh, my.
So it's a 2-point ball game. 35-33. Riverview by 2. Dujak. Back outside. Jablonski for 3. He's got it.
My goodness.
Oh, boy. That one was really from downtown. A 5-point lead for the Raiders. They trap. And the ball is, well, there's a foul. It's going to be called. I think that'll go against Jablonski. Jablonski will pick up that foul. And I think that is just a 4th personal foul against that's the 5th against the Raiders. So the Lancers will take the ball out of bounds. 4:41 remaining in the ball game. Here's Smith. Oh, there's a steal. Jablonski made the play, and Ertl Jack made the steal. Now they get it back, and traveling is going to be called against the Lancers. So the Raiders are going to have it. Chad Bynan, well, no, it's not going to be Chad Bynan. He was going to inbound it. Then they decided to let Erteljack do it. So he'll inbound the ball. Comes way outside to Dujak. Jablonski. Erteljack for three. Too strong, no good. Battle underneath. And the foul is going to be called. I think that'll go against Bynan. And that is the 6th personal foul against the Raiders. All right, here we go. 4:15 remaining in the ball game. Oh, there's a steal by Erteljack. Up, off the glass and good.
23.
And Erteljack. Oh, boy. Timeout is called, and we'll be back with more high school basketball right after this. Now the Raiders on a 12-2 run here, and they've got a 7-point lead. The Lancers led most of the ball game until this third quarter, or I should say the fourth quarter. Well, actually the third and fourth quarter. Smith with the ball, gets it across the timeline. He's trapped, but he gets out of trouble. Now they get it down low, up, and good by number 50, that's Zalis. And the foul will go against number 30. That's Chad Bynan. So it's a 5-point game, and Zalis could cut it to 4. Up and good. So he gets the 3-point play, and Dujak will bring it up. He's picked up by Smith. Erteljack. Jablonski wasn't quite high enough. They had that play all set up for the alley-oop, but it wasn't quite far enough. Jablonski steals it. Jablonski, oh, he rims no good. He gets it back and he gets fouled. Jeremy Deal is going to be charged with a foul. Jablonski will go to the line for 2 shots. 3.5 minutes remaining. Up and good by Jablonski. That's 7 points for him. And his team's got a 5-point lead, 41-36. Second foul is also good. So Jablonski makes them both. Burke. Zalis. McDowell with it. Can't shoot. There's a steal over there by Erteljack to Jablonski. And the Raiders have the ball. Dujak. We're approaching 3 minutes remaining in the ball game. Erteljack with it. Outside to Jablonski. He had the 3, didn't take it.
Few people asking him to take it.
Erteljack. Little short. No good. Rebound. No basket. No basket. Foul is going to be called. We've got 2:51 remaining. 42-36 in favor of the Raiders. Brian Maples at the line for the Raiders. Up. Gets the roll. One more coming. Maples with 7. Anderson coming in. Bynan going out. Second try. Maples got it. Smith. Burke. Burke's in trouble. He gets out of it now. He gives off to McDowell. McDowell. They move it around. McDowell gets it back to Smith. There's Smith. There's a drive. The shot is up and good by Carlo. Ben Carlo gets that one. 44-38. Jack. Jack, bounce pass, stolen away by Burke. Off to Smith, and he'll bring it up. Inside, Anderson commits the foul.
After the game, we'll...
well, a timeout is called.
After the game, Joe, you'll be involved with interviewing our game MVP again.
Well, yeah, well, of course, right now we have to wait to see who the winner is, but it looks like that getting the MVP, if the Raiders win, will be very, very easy. If the Lancers win, I don't know.
Roll some dice.
Well, that's right. 44-38 is the score. Riverview, believe it or not, Bob, they are 13 for 13 from the foul line in the second half. 13 for 13.
And in the first half, they only missed 1, 2, 3.
On the other side of the ledger, Deer Lakes has only made one foul.
Out of 4.
Right, one foul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 18 fouls by the Raiders, 1 for the Lancers. Shot is up, no good. Battle underneath, still fighting for it. Maples comes out of there with a rebound. Gives off to Jablonski, and the Raiders bring it up. Jack with the ball. Raiders running time off the clock. There's 1:30 left. Jablonski. Bounce pass to Jack. Jack with it now. To Maples. And Maples gets fouled. 1:18 left in the ball game. 44-38 in favor of the Raiders, with Maples going to the line. They're in the bonus. Actually, they're in the two-shot bonus. Here's Maples, short with the first one.
He may not realize it, but he just blew a perfect string.
That's right. And two of them. They were 13 for 13 in the second half. They just missed 2. Here is Burke with a long one. Missed everything. And they keep it in bounds, but Jack comes up with it. And here's the ball that's tipped by Burke, and it goes out of bounds, and the Raiders are going to have it. 1:05 left in the ball game. Anderson trying to get it in. He does. He gives to Maples. Maples comes outside to Jack.
1 minute.
Jack going all the way. Got it.
Well, he got his
first basket, believe it or not.
I was going to say, he got his score tonight. I got my man.
There's a three-point shot. No good. Maples has the ball. Off to Jablonski, and Jack has it now. 35 seconds. A foul is called. Jack will go to the line. Well, this one, Bob, I don't think we're premature in suggesting that it's going to be Richland and Riverview in the finals for the, I think it's the 7th annual, is it, for here at Riverview? Am I right?
I'm checking. Well, they've been going at it since 1980.
Since 1980.
Yep, 80,
well,
81, 82, 83, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0.
17 years, not to say 7.
And Pine Richland's won the last 2 of them.
Right.
So.
All right, Jack.
Did he get them both?
Yeah. 48-38. Long three-pointer up and good. McDowell. Two, four, five,
Well,
six,
McDowell.
7, 10, 12, 14, 15, 17, 21, 25 for Ertlejack. And I don't imagine it's a secret, Bob, if we let the cat out of the bag right now and name Ertlejack as the MVP. They only had 12 points in the first half, 7 in the first period, 5 points in the second period, for a total of 12 points in the first half. They've got 36 here in the second half. And,
20 in the fourth period.
Right. And for the most part, Ertlejack led the way, obviously, with the scoring. He's in with 25. So we're down to the final seconds. Actually, we've got 25.5 seconds remaining in the ball game as Anderson will inbound for the Raiders. What happened? Uh-oh.
They're showing number 22.
Intentional foul is going to be called. The Raiders are going to go to the line and take 2 shots and get the ball out of bounds. So Maples will go to the line as soon as he tucks in his shirt. Maples missed the first one. Makes the second one. All right, so Maples gets 1 out of 2. And the Raiders get the ball out of bounds with 25.5 seconds remaining in the ball game. 49-41, the Raiders in the lead. Jablonski gets fouled, and Jablonski will go to the line, 2 shots.
Jablonski's in with 8 points on the night.
Make it 9. And make it 10 for Jablonski as he connects on both fouls. McDowell with the ball to Burke. Smith. Here's Burke from the baseline. No good. The ball goes out of bounds. 9 seconds remaining. 9 seconds remaining in the ball game. 51-41. Riverview, and you know what? It wasn't easy, particularly in the first half. There's a ball tipped by Dujak and goes out of bounds, and 7 seconds remain. The Raiders will win and take on Richland for the championship tomorrow night. That's Saturday night. Long one for Smith. No good. Ertlejack with a rebound as time runs out, and the Raiders win it 51-41.
We'll be back with a wrap-up right after this. It's a 10-point win tonight for the Riverview Raiders, and the postgame show brought to you by Thrift True Value. Thrift True Value, where help is just around the corner. Scoring by quarters, Deer Lakes with 6, 15, 10, and 10. The Raiders with a strong second half, 7, 5, 16, and then 23. So the Raiders extend their record now overall to 5-4, and will meet Pine Richland tomorrow night, Saturday, for the championship game. We will be here to telecast that one, and Deer Lakes overall falls to 3-8. Let's take a look at scoring in the ball game, and Mike Pavlik has the story there.
All right, Bob, for the Deer Lakes Lancers tonight, they fell 51-41 here tonight in this second game tonight. Jeremy Deal had 10. He was their leader. Kevin McDowell had 8. 5 points for Paul Zalis. Wayne Love had 6. 4 points for Lindale Smith and also for Ben Carlo. 2 points each for Tim Burke and Justin Cello. For the Raiders, Ben Erteljack led the way with 25, and one of those happened to be his 1,000th point. That's the second 1,000 we've seen this year. Also Kirk Watucky over at Highlands. Ed Jablonski had 10. Brian Maples with 9. 2 points each for Justin Dujak, Chad Bynan, and William Anderson. Sam Glover had 1 point for the Raiders. The Raiders only shot 33% from the field, but they picked it up a bit in the fourth quarter. Deer Lake's 42. They were there the whole game. Deer Lake shot 40% from three-point land, which tried, as they tried to come back, but they couldn't quite pull it off. They were 1 for 5 from the free throw line. That's only 20%. The Raiders at 22 for 28, 79% from the stripe. The Raiders out-rebounded the Lancers 25 to 14 as the Lancers had trouble in the second half trying to rebound the ball, and the turnovers were just about even. 19 Riverview, 18 Deer Lakes. The Raiders win it 51 to 41, and they're going to play Pine Richland here tomorrow as the Pine Richland Rams are going to try to three-peat, try to win their 3rd straight Riverview Holiday Tournament. Bob?
Okay, we're going to take a brief timeout for Thrift True Value, and we'll be right back. Our post-game interview coming up very shortly here with Joe Falsetti. A reminder that our post-game show has been brought to you by Thrift True Value. Thrift True Value, where help is just around the corner. Joe Falsetti standing by with Ben Erteljack, who tonight became the first ever Riverview hoopster to get 1,000 points. Joe?
Well, we're here with Ben Erteljack. Ben, I don't know what there is for an encore for you, but it seems that records are broken. Tonight you became the first Raider in the history of basketball to score 1,000 points. Everybody in the area knows what you've done in football. How's it feel to be in a class almost by yourself?
Well, it's a great feeling, but I didn't do it all by myself. All my teammates in football and basketball and all my teachers and everybody around me, my family, has really helped me, and that's the reason I am who I am.
Well, I guess besides being a pretty good ball player on the football field and the basketball court, you're also pretty modest as well.
Well, I try to be. My dad keeps me humble, and that's one of the things that I work on.
Well, we talked before we went on the air talking about football, basketball, education. No contest. Education came out number 1.
Definitely. Education, like you said before, it's so much more important than the sports. Sports, that ends at some point, so you need the education.
Okay, Ben, one more thing. I just don't know what Bob and I and Comcast is going to do when you graduate. It seems that we've been mentioning Erteljack for I don't know how many years. Seems like forever.
Well, you guys have done a lot for me, too, great support. But I just hope you keep track of the Duke scores, that's all.
Well, we'll do that. Whatever we gave you, you deserved it. Okay, Ben Erteljack. And I'll tell you what, this guy has been something else here at Riverview. Bob, back upstairs to you.
Special thanks out to Jake Kappa and his staff for their assistance here to the telecasting crew tonight. And once again, Ben Erteljack, and this is his slam dunk of the night. 2 of his many points tonight. And the Raiders win it. Once again, the final score, 51 to 41. If you're watching this one on a Friday night, the scoreboard is next. If you're watching this one on a Saturday morning, Bob Laborio will follow. Next telecast is Saturday night, right here in the same gym. It'll be Pine Richland and Riverview for the championship. I'm Bob Tannen, and on behalf of the entire staff, thanks for tuning in, and so long, everybody.